Okay guys, so let's start with a couple of news. So first of all, a bit of a recap of what is happening with Kaspa recently in terms of news. So September 24th, we've got meetup in Vienna in Austria, and these type of meetups are always great because that's basically more eyeballs on the project. Of course, only invited people and only people that actually know about this meetup are going to come, but I do believe that, you know, people around that are not even aware of what is Kaspa or crypto in general are also going to see this, which means they are potentially going to get interested, and this is how the word of, you know, spreading the word of basically Kaspa as a cryptocurrency is being spread. So I believe that is a good news. We also have a new release of Rusty Kaspa, and that it's, well, still in development as I would imagine, however that is bullish. And also guys, we've got Kaspa being live on new exchange that is called Finance Change or whatever. That is obviously great, and couple of photos from token 2049. I believe guys had a lot of fun. And apart from that, there is also another meetup, and that is in Dublin between September 23rd and 24th. So good things are happening for Kaspa. And now let's right away get into the charts, guys. All right, so firstly, let's have a look at BTC. Let's see what happened to BTC very recently. That is a weekly time frame, guys. Let me actually switch it to the daily. So we saw that pump, everybody got, you know, very excited basically. That's great. However, we still haven't broke this downtrend for BTC. So we've got confirmation obviously over here, well, roughly in here, and now as you guys see, we got pretty much rejected from this. So even if I'm going to put it in here, guys, and let's say, you know, draw it on the top of the wick, we still have a little bit of way to go. So that is a scenario for the daily time frame. However, that is going to reset at some point. So again, either scenario number one, you know, averaging in that overheated zone for RSI, or reset and then building up momentum for the second pump. Because if I'm going to zoom it slightly for weekly time frame, guys, this is the breakout that stochastic RSI for BTC is currently experiencing, and I'm not telling you that this is, you know, this is it. However, it could be. So let's quickly have a look at overall condition. First of all, 4-hourly time frame, this is very short time frame. However, to put in things into perspective of what you can actually see for Kaspa and overall market, so most of the RSIs are actually in overbought area, which means that we could experience some reset in general. Looking at, let's say, weekly time frame, things are still looking at weak and neutral, which is great because we are anticipating much bigger pump. However, 24-hourly time frame looks like overbought strong and, well, some of them neutral. Okay, so that means potentially from standpoint of this that we could experience a bit of a pullback. And also we've got 54. So as you guys noticed, you know, if you are following the updates, of course, this thing is going from basically extreme fear towards 54, and probably sooner or later is going to turn into greed, meaning that pullback potentially might gonna happen before that huge pump, because we still do have a little bit of time to next bullish catalyst, which is obviously elections. So now looking on the daily, guys, we've got 50-50 between bears and bulls. However, if I'm going to zoom it to, let's say, 7 daily, guys, we've got long leverages. So everybody on weekly is basically betting that we are going to see that bullish momentum, and these leverages could be flushed. Let's have a look at Kaspa on 4-hourly time frame. Let's firstly have a look at what is going on. So Kaspa reached its local highs of 15 September at, well, almost 18 cents basically. So we saw a very sharp dip towards, you know, this level. Kaspa broke this level and lost it as a support, and then reclaimed it quite quickly. So now we do have a healthy retest on 4-hourly time frame, guys, and looks like the price of Kaspa, it looks very stable. Well, at least at the moment, you know, this is bullish in my opinion, because Kaspa is basically keeping with that level of support. So stochastic RSI is basically showing us such scenario, which doesn't necessarily tells us a lot. So in case if BTC is going to see a little bit of a pullback, Kaspa could potentially, well, obviously lose firstly this level of a support, and then probably retest this level as a support, which belongs to this mid-range of that upward channel for Kaspa. Now guys, let's actually have a look at the weekly time frame very quickly, and let's see what's going on. So as you guys see on a weekly time frame, this is what is happening for Kaspa. Blue line is significantly escaping that orange one, which potentially could mean that is a reversal. One thing that I would like to point out is that if you guys are going to look closely on that weekly stochastic RSI, is that, well, let me draw it from here. We slightly do have this line going downward, right? So we do have diminishing returns, well, at least based on that stochastic RSI, meaning that, you know, pumps are going to be, you know, smaller and smaller. However, in a scenario where more exchanges are actually going to list Kaspa, that potentially could be false. I'm just throwing it out there so you guys are aware of that. And now I would like to show you one macro chart, which I believe is important, because that macro chart, well, Kaspa falls into that macro chart because Kaspa still is number 21 in terms of ranking, right? So in this case, total crypto market cap, that is excluding top 10 on a weekly, is the best macro chart to actually, you know, see of what the heck is going on with Kaspa and how much time potentially we have. So we've got this, which is well, accumulation zone, okay, and basically we had accumulation zone, well, we can call it from here, all right, of course, you know, roughly, okay, because accumulation could start technically from here, you know, of altcoins in general. This is not Kaspa, I do remind, this is total crypto market cap. And now guys, I'm going to allow myself to draw a Fibonacci extension, and I am drawing this from here, which basically, well, we can argue that this moment started this huge pump and pull it back to the lows. Okay, so as you guys see, well, of course it's not going to be perfect, but you see that the rough idea of, you know, what we could expect as a top, it could be 1.2 trillion USD for altcoins that are excluding top 10. Of course, once Kaspa is going to be, let's say, number 9, then Kaspa isn't going to be included into that macro chart. I hope that makes sense. However, one thing that I would like to point out is the fact basically that 4.236 Fibonacci extension zone is basically coinciding, well, almost with this. So if you guys are going to look at, you know, zoomed out picture, could this be the case? Well, that happened here, here, and here. So let's see guys, okay, this is something that I would like to point out. And also one thing guys on the weekly is that if I'm going to take the horizontal line, we can clearly see that previous all-time highs are going to be, well, let's say around that 1.618 Fibonacci extension zone, and here roughly in that area we could expect some kind of rejection, well, not mentioning about these zones. Okay, it all depends on your strategy on Kaspa. And also weekly stochastic RSI is showing us that, you know, change of reversal towards the upside. Everything looks bullish guys, all right? I wouldn't necessarily be worried of these short-term pullbacks because, you know, altcoins and overall crypto market cap is gearing towards the upside. And of course, I would like to remind to everybody that nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm just sharing my opinions and outlooks on the market. Now let's actually have a look at the dashboard for Kaspa. So the current word is 87, the next one is going to be 82, and the next reaction is scheduled in 13 days. We are sitting at 86.24% mined, and the hash rate is sitting at 968 petahash per second. All-time highs are still at 1.16. So market cap is sitting at almost 4.2 billion USD, ranking, as I said before, 21, and the volume is sitting at 35.7 million USD. And now guys, we've got Mr. Max that is pointing out that not many people are ready for this, and if you guys are going to look at this, well, resistance and also ascending trend line, we could technically expect this next leg up going towards this area of 100k and then probably a pullback. Let's see. We've got another chart for altcoins. So market cap found support at the long-term upward sloping trend line, which is in here guys. Okay, so from the standpoint of technical analysis, things are looking good. I know that many people are basically shaking their pants because many of you guys cannot read these charts. That's why, you know, I'm coming here to hopefully provide a value. Anyways, let's have a look at the previous cycle. So we've got accumulation phase, blah blah blah. Then we had a breakout, and this green dot is basically where we are at the moment. So you see that uptrend in green. So the same scenario, accumulation phase, then we had the first leg up, then we had obviously that pullback and this green dot, okay, or whatever circle. and we are anticipating that uptrend. Now let's have a look at this chart. So Mr. Prof is saying that many of us have been waiting for this moment for almost 4 years, and as soon as BTC breaks out of the channel to the upside, it's party time. We haven't seen anything yet. 2017, 2021 once again, and that is a 6 daily chart for BTC, guys. We've got this C19 crash in a previous cycle, then we had a huge expansion, guys, that parabolic stage of the market. So bottom in 2022, then that slow upward, grind, basically the pullback, and this is what we are waiting for. Okay, this green rectangle of happiness. Another chart, and this is total crypto market cap, that is excluding Bitcoin, on a 2 weekly chart. Mr. Prof is saying that he expects a gold candle for total 2 altcoins in the near future. This won't turn out like 2021, it looks more like 2017. The time frame is just different than back then. And also, guys, let's have a look at the RSI. So RSI, well, is gearing towards breaking that downtrend. That's basically, same thing that's happening on BTC's chart, right? Most of these altcoins are basically trying to break the downtrend at the moment, and even stochastic RSI, normal RSI is showing that. And now, guys, if we are going to look at the perspective of waves, we've got wave number 1, which was, well, much smaller in comparison to this one, and we've got wave number 1 in here, which was obviously caused due to the fact of ETF inflows for BTC, and of course that flowed into crypto market of altcoins as well. So now we've got wave number 2 in 2016, and if the history is going to rhyme and repeat, we could expect a huge wave number 2. And now weekly time frame according to Mr. Titan. So when BTC nears the pull multiple bottom trigger green line, it signals either a bottom or post-halving reaccumulation phase. Bottom, first best buy opportunity, and post-halving reaccumulation, second best buy opportunity. The second one is ending. So guys, let's have a look. What is he talking about? All right, he marked this basically from 2015. So we got the bottom area. This is Wyckoff accumulation, whatever. I know that many of you don't really like it, but that I believe is important, and actually understanding this Wyckoff accumulation, which is scheduled to shake people out inside of that blue area basically. But anyways, I have digressed. So we've got a little bit of a grind towards the upside, and then the local bottom, and then we had the parabolic stage, right, and then the top. So this cycle we've got, well, this cycle that was basically 2019, so we've got bottom area, the same local top, pullback, and then we had the double top, which was basically the end. So now we've got the bottom area, we've got the first leg up with a local top, and then we had a local bottom. Okay, so if this is going to repeat, things could be very, very juicy. This is very interesting. Okay, we've got Bitcoin cycles on a weekly. Mr. Titan is saying that October is set to melt faces, and you should get ready. So let's have a look. Okay, so we've got data from 2013. We've got bull cycle, we've got then 406 days of bear downtrend move, blah blah blah. Then we had the sideways, okay, and then we had October breakout. Okay, so in October it actually starts, then bear, sideways, blah blah blah. So the last cycle, right, we've got bull, which is October breakout, then bear, and then sideways. Okay, so this is where we are at the moment, and we are entering October breakout, leading towards obviously Q4 and the next year, guys. And also, guys, if you are going to look at MACD, we could see that sooner or later that MACD is going to cross bullish. Also, this beautiful chart is showing us this what if, guys, okay, because weekly chart is basically showing more zoomed out picture. So this is what happened in 2018, okay, 2017, 2018, well, roughly. So what if Bitcoin is in this long-term ascending channel, and we could potentially see the top of roughly, well, 400, 300k, whatever, and then the next cycle could be 500k, and then probably 1 million or over 1 million in 2030. Guys, everything is going according to the plan long term. And now something for Kaspa and for altcoins, of course. USDT dominance is at the end of an ascending channel. Such patterns are often bearish and have always led to an alt season in the past. We are not even close to breaking out for the channel, and altcoins are already performing strongly. So make the most out of it. October. Let's have a look, guys. All right. So basically is the opposite scenario like with bullish flag. So bullish flag basically, well, there is a channel that goes downward, and this scenario is basically, well, potentially could be a dump. So let's see how this is going to play out. And now guys, we've got one monthly chart for BTC Fear and Disbelief. So that basically happened, that fear and disbelief, that already happened in last year, and that was basically March, anything between March, September and October. So we've got fear and disbelief, and then we had this manipulation. Okay, so the price was manipulated to the downside, and after that the huge pump, and now this is the same scenario. We are trading in this channel, fear and disbelief, with, well, local bottoms, of course, hashtag manipulation. However, if that is going to play out just like it did in here, we could expect BTC at around 100,000 USD. And now guys, I don't really show it that often on the channel, however I do believe that this is quite important. So this is basically the path to alt season. Personally, Bitcoin is going to experience, you know, its parabolic phase, then Ethereum, then large caps like Kaspa, for example, and alt season. And now many people are not going to agree with that. I would say that I'm probably 50-50 around that, because there are many altcoins that are actually pumping alongside with Bitcoin. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you have to be prepared for all of the possibilities and make sure that you take out your profits along the way, so you don't left empty-handed with your Kaspa bags or whatever bags, in fact. That's it, what I've got for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed, and I wish you having a great day. Peace and love, crypto.